Welcome everybody. Woohoo! Hex.com. Here we go. And of course, I hope you guys are having a good time. We're going to get into it. Of course, we've got a cool start, of course, happening. And it's going to be a lot of fun. Hex price prediction. We're going to look at that later on. We're going to have a look at the market prices as well. And of course, we're going to look at some shoulda, woulda, couldas. We're going to look at those two shoulda, woulda, couldas. That's later on. And a bit more, a few other things as well to tell in there. It's a pretty quiet news day at the moment, so we're going to have a check out just a few little odds and sods today. That's the way it goes. All right, let's get into it, folks. Welcome, of course, Hex.com. If you haven't checked it out, if you're new to Hex, check it out. Of course, you're going to get a double on PulseChain, copied over on PulseChain, Ethereum, everything on Ethereum is going to get copied over to PulseChain, so you're getting a 2-for-1 deal at the moment. So we're going to check out the Hex price and everything else. Stay tuned, and a price prediction for August 2022. Yeah. Now we've got some scenarios. We're going to put scenarios, and it's going to be a lot of fun. Let's get into it. Hope you like the purple background. Let me know. I normally use a black background, and of course, I thought, hey, let's change it up a little bit with the blue, with the purple. So this is the normal background. If you're looking at the back there, that is the normal one I use, which is the standard default. But I thought I'd zoop it up a bit and get some nice purple in there. Here's another one. Here's another one in there. Look at that. It's purple. They're all a bit. I've got to increase the resolution, but we're going to stick with that one for today. I hope you guys enjoy it. All right. Here we are. Hex.com. Check it out. Woohoo! Let's get into the price. Wow. Look at that price, man. Had a bit of a retrace. We did expect it. Said there was a good chance of it. And so nice. And there we are with the red candle. It's actually playing well into our plans, actually, because the RSI was getting up there, so it wasn't over in that complete oversold territory, but it was getting pretty high, and a nice little pullback there on the chart. We're not going up too sharply, which is a positive thing, just for building momentum as well. So cool. Let me just make sure. I think I've got this on private here. That's why I've got no comments coming in. So let me update this on my studio here. I've got no comments coming in at the stage. So cool. I think I've got the audio up and running fine. So we'll just check that. Yeah, that sounds okay. So that's looking good. Let's see who's in the chat. Hopefully it's going to feed through in a minute. Let's give the studio a bit of time to update itself. All right. Now, if you haven't gone to our Discord is in the video description here. And of course, you can get in there. We've just hit 600 people today. Fantastic. Our next target is 650, of course. We go up by 50 increments. Now, there's lots of great links in here, useful links, how to buy Hex and everything else. Really is cool. We've got all the Hex trading stuff here, market trading under useful links. So if you do join our Discord, you will find market links there and limit orders as well. So do check that out. Very cool. There's just about everything you could possibly ask for in there. Really cool. And of course, we've got a great community. We've got Brian as well in there, and Fat Sammy. We've got Craig. We've got Sandy Beach. Really is cool, and a whole huge community of awesome people. Look at those people. Awesome. And we're just slowly building up a really cool community in there. Really nice. All right, so check that out. Here we are. Hex at the moment is at 5 cents. Woohoo! We're going to talk about that, but I want to get into the chat first, and let's do it. I finally got my feed showing up on my studio. Welcome to everybody. Hex Hodl first. Nice one, Hex Hodl. I love it. Blobfish King, woohoo! Early again. Please tell me price will go to the moon, says Blobfish King. Let's check it out. We're going to talk about that later on. I got a few price scenarios for our price prediction, so it's going to be awesome. Now, obviously, no one knows the future. When you're doing price predictions, you're basing it on a certain methodology, and so I'll walk through that methodology with you at the time. All right, so Pulse 6 again. Is it correct that to install Pulse on the blockchain, that you have to book a block height number? Yeah. So a blockchain has blocks in it, and you got to pretty much pick the block that you want to choose. We have covered that before at the moment. So if you want to look at the testnet at the moment, we're going to GitLab. We'll look at that question because that is a good question that people ask. So if we go to PulseChain here on the testnet, this is our public testnet running at the moment. And of course, we've got that running up here as the public testnet V2B. This is the third testnet that's public. And of course, you can see the 3-second blocks. You can see the transactions and the blocks. So all these transactions are sitting inside these blocks, and each block is part of the blockchain. And of course, it adds a new block. So you can actually see the blockchain here. Each block is coming through. And of course, these are the latest blocks here. and so far we've had over 18 million blocks in the blockchain. So pretty awesome. You can see them all popping up there at 3-second times. So pretty amazing. And then now, obviously, if you want to see the details of that, we're going to go in down here, and we can actually see the block height that was actually forked over here. Ethereum block height, existing Ethereum accounts that had balances as of block height 14,360,999 at the March the 10th, 2022 at 7:29 p.m. UTC time will have the equivalent balance on PulseChain testnet in addition to the beta release of credits awarded to the sacrifice. So that is the block what you're talking about. That sort of answers your question. Hope that helps there. Good afternoon to you. Hey, look at that. That was fun. That was fun. Right, so back at the Hex price. Woo! And Hex Biker in the house. Good morning, all. Hey, a big shout out to those in Scotland, Ireland, Wales, and of course England. Big shout out to you. Everyone's waking up over there, so big shout out. Unimax in the house. 10:30 p.m. here. You must be in the United States, there, Unimax. You must be in the United States. 10 p.m. That sounds very North American, doesn't it? DB Cooper, woo-hoo-hoo. Hey, good to see DB. And Jonathan Cole, yay, good to see you, Jonathan. When Moon to Pulse, sir. When to Moon to Pulse. Well, you know, the earliest arguments are for September. We will see. I think the second argument's probably compelling, slightly more compelling, which is the December, January. Although, you know, we all want it earlier, but we want it at the right time too. We don't want just to rush it. I know everyone's after passive income. Most of our polls have said most people want passive income, 65% or so. So I can understand all that. But we're going to have to be a bit more patient. Xander says, "Sup, people, already nodding out. Not sure how long I will last. Do your best, Brian. Do your best." Boss Diggin, the purple says, "Woohoo, woohoo!" I appreciate that. Nice. Healing, helping, loving. Can you please send a link to buy Hex? Thank you. Says healing, helping, loving. Yeah, the links in the video description for the chat there. There's lots of different trading pairs. Of course, you can use any trading pair on here to do that. But like I say, if you always have to do is go into Discord, use the useful links there. We've got lots of different options. Now, typically, it depends if you're going to buy a limit order. If you're going to do a limit order, you could use one of these two, Matcher, or a different front-end Matcher exchange, which actually has order book info. Or you could use one of these. You could just go through Uniswap. This depends on how much you're buying, really. And whether you think you're going to get much slippage and stuff like that, or whether you're waiting for a certain market price. So there's the links there. So there is the link. Join. And it's now Brian in the chat will help you also. Brian is very helpful. He's onboarded, I don't know how many people now, Brian, 80 people, probably 80 people. Used to be 60, it's probably 80 now. So if you need some help with that, healing, helping, loving, you'll be helped there. So welcome aboard anyway to the Hex community. Very, very cool. You're going to get a copy on the blockchain, on PulseChain too. Likes, please, says Polskin. Nice. All right, so cool. Let's get into the Hex chart. Bam, there it is. And of course, we had a pullback since our first live stream. And I think we were over at 5 cents. It was starting to get traded down at the time. This is on Dex Tools, by the way, dextools.io. And we're looking at the USDC Hex pair 1% fee pool. So a V3 version, which means, it means a lot of stuff, but we're not going to get into that. But anyway, so we've got the top of the Bollinger Bands. The Bollinger Bands in blue. What do they represent? The top 95% is the top blue line, and the bottom 5% is the bottom blue line of the price ranges in a certain period of time. Now, what we're going to do, 20 days, I think this one is, yeah. And what we're going to do is we've got the red line, which is the 50% mark, and then we've got overlaid the Bollinger Bands, this yellow line, which is the EMA, exponential moving average for 13-day period. And what this does is it weights the prices at the front. In other words, the contemporary prices, the prices we've just had over the older days in that series. And what happens is that if we get all the things lining up rightly with the narrow Bollinger Bands, we get this break, we get this trend reversal, and most of the time it plays out. Not all the time, most of the time it plays out in a way we've got. And then sometimes it's really, really flat. Sometimes it's really vertical in terms of the price appreciation. Here we can see it's actually relatively flat, or maybe we could say modest in here. So it's pretty nice, perfect setup really. And of course we're moving up to a higher level. Now obviously the price at the moment 5 cents at the moment. Top of the Bollinger Bands is 5.2 cents. We're currently at 5 cents. The bottom of the Bollinger Bands is 3.3 cents, and the EMA 13, the yellow line, is 4.6 cents. So this is still bullish, really bullish setup at the moment. Of course, we also have a couple other indicators. The DMI, the green is the buyers, okay, the strength of the buyers. The red is the strength of the sellers relative to each other. And of course, we can see that the buyers are in control. Once this orange line here is the momentum of that trend, the strength of the buyers, and of course over the sellers. You can see that it's got really, really strong here. Once we get over 25, which we did 2 days ago, this period here, we get really kind of a confirmed trend. So looking very good here. A little bit of a pullback here at the moment, but that we had quite a few sells over the 24-hour period, leading into that price rise. The RSI, of course, pulling back here from 68, and of course down to 62. That's some pretty decent selling by a couple of accounts, but that's pretty positive, right? That gives us a bit more room to move up over the long time. So we're sort of stepping up rather than soaring and then getting smashed down. And of course, at the moment, that's giving a bit of a reprieve. So I think that generally will bode well for the chart. Obviously, not investment advice, but so far so good. So looking positive, that's giving us a higher base. Whenever we have a higher base, that means that we've just entered into August. It's obviously the 1st of August here at almost 6 o'clock in the evening on Monday. Now, I know some people are still in the end of Sunday over the weekend there. But of course, and people in the UK are waking up, sort of early morning, 7, 8 o'clock, somewhere like that, I guess, in the UK. So it's setting up pretty nicely for a higher base for leading into August. And I've got a video coming out later today, which is going to be looking at the economic indicators coming out. So that's coming out. I've already recorded that, and that's part of my economic series. I said I was going to do more economic financial videos, just mixing them in with crypto. And of course, that's coming out in about 6 o'clock now. So about 5 hours time at about 11 o'clock my time. So that'll be out later on. Maybe a bit later, actually, maybe close to midnight. But there we are. And so that's coming out later with the economic indicators coming up. So cool. That's going to be out. And of course, here we are at the stage. We've got a pretty good, nice window here through August. So this is all the way through August here, through to this period here. That's all August. We do have a couple of announcements coming up. We've got, which you'll see in my video later on. We've got CPI numbers. We've got employment numbers. We've got manufacturing numbers. We've got oil inventory numbers. We've got house property numbers, permits and things like that. They're all coming up in August. That's the economic news. Only a couple of those are what we call high impact. Well, they're probably all high impact, but a couple of them in particular are considered very high impact and could move the markets on a day-to-day basis. Really, the inflation number is probably the most important one at this stage, and the employment numbers as well, which the Fed will be watching. Remember, the next meeting for the Federal Reserve is in September, so they'll be taking into account all those numbers that are coming up through August. And, of course, the market will probably try and anticipate where the Federal Reserve will go in September. But we have a bit of a window of opportunity here for at least 4 to 6 weeks, I imagine, and that's going to be pretty cool. So cool for a nice little rally. And of course a reprieve. I still think we're in, obviously got a bear market and stocks and crypto, and I still think that we're going to have a bit of a tail end to that. So we had quite a big, incremental, massive pullbacks in Bitcoin, for example, 14.5K, then 12.5K down to 17.5K, and of course we could have a long tail end. And of course, if Richard Hart's number pulls out 10,600, 11,000, that would match pretty well. That we get a few reprieves in there, kind of relief rallies, and then slowly move down depending on how the economic news comes out. But that could drag on for a while. As the market keeps batting away inflation, batting away interest rates. Maybe some of the employment numbers and things, inflation numbers are a bit softer than they have been. 9.1% in the US, the last one we had. So maybe it's softer than that. That will take off a bit of the tension. And maybe the US has also got the midterms coming up. And of course, the administration will want to not hurt too many things, try and not raise interest rates too much, because that's going to hit the bottom line pocket of American citizens. And of course, that's not leading well into an election. And of course, so it's a bit of a fake out to try and get people not to dislike them too much, or at least mitigate it in any case. Although, you see what's happening over there. It's pretty poor policy management, but it's all intentional, right? So anyway, we're not a political channel, but that's where we're at this stage. So this month here is looking pretty good. And of course, as we said earlier, we've got Maximus and ICOSA coming up. So we're going to do a price prediction with that, with some scenarios. So we're going to have some scenario price predictions there for August for Hex. So stay tuned for that. Before we do that, we're going to get into the charts, of course, the quad charts. And we're going to, first of all, catch up with some of the comments. DB says Hex is the GOAT, absolutely is. And of course, if you've seen the waterfall chart, just gives you a good indication of where we might be heading with this as well. Toxic Hedgehog says, woohoo, good to see Hedgehog. Crypto Maniac in the house, good to see you. Andrew Reynolds as well. Woo, green candles, Hex up to the right there. Lal's in the house there too. Good to see you all in the house. All right, let's jump over to the quad charts. Not quite quad charts yet, because when we moved PLSD out into the airdrops, because really it's not a derivative of Hex. So it was just exciting to watch for a while during the launch phase. I've moved it out into the airdrops where it belongs. And of course, we have got sorry, I'm in the wrong one here. Hex chart, sorry, not the BNB memes, not BNB memes, but the Hex chart. Sorry about that. All right, bit misleading there. So we got Hex up on the hourly last 2 hours after that little retrace. Look at that. It's quite a lot. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 hours. Pretty crazy. And of course, when we were doing the live stream, it must have been back up here. I think we were around about this 5.2 or so. It's broken down since then. The 4.7, can you believe it? And now we're back up here at 5 cents. So interesting setup there for on the hourly for Hex. So we looked at the daily in the last chart. This is the hourly, how it's sort of forming. And of course, that went down further than I had expected. You know, kind of expected to be on here. Just goes to show you that you get a bit of that. Didn't expect quite as many hourly candles going down there. But that's just what happens at the stage. So cool. After this big price push. So nice one there. What else? We've got Hedge on at the moment on the daily. So this is just the hourly on Hex. This is the daily here. And it's like a boss. Look at this thing. It went down yesterday. And of course, we're now in a new day. So this is representing the new day for me, which is about 6 hours into the day. Okay. The current green candle, 6 hours into my day. And of course, here it is going up to try and get over that 1,000 mark. This is really performing really well at the moment, to be honest, in the current sort of pullback and softness in the market. So we're almost back at 1,000. And maybe it's going to do it at this time and get over that 1,000 and consolidate over there. Remember, ICOSA is coming. And of course, the public test network is operating. Now, if you haven't seen that, we have played around with that a couple of times on this channel. And so, yeah, check that out. I've got a video, I think yesterday we did it, and the day before we did it as well. And the day before that, we're out pretty early on that one. So cool. We've also got Maximus, of course. Maximus is the second derivative of Hex as well. Kind of part of the Hex ecosystem. And of course, look at the price up at 9.7 cents here. Red day yesterday, just like Hex. But now this beautiful candle here and a minimum price at 9.2 cents, but the current high price at 9.7. We're currently at the high price there, looking really good on the Maximus. Let's have a look at the premium. This is boding really well leading into August too. If we do get Maximus launching in August, which I think is a very high chance, obviously waiting for the public test network. But even if that takes a week or so, that should still get us into August for that one. But once again, we are waiting for official announcements. And look at this. Woo-hoo-hoo. Had a big whale sell in here. It's got felt a bit of hemorrhage, but then it's recovering now. Back up at 94% premium over Hex. Beautiful. Great. And of course, we love it. We love it. We love it. Yeah. All right. So that's pretty much that. We're going to have a quick look at the BNB memes very quickly. Hey, PulseDodge managed to get back over 4/10 of a penny. There we are. We've got a bit of an upstream there going on PulseDodge, the original on BNB. There's a BNB chain now. That's why they're on their own tab. And of course, here we are. Look, just over 4/10 of a penny. Sorry, back off the bottom there, just under 3/10, and it's back up there. But hey, they'll take it what they can, right? They'll take it what they can. Now P33, part of Free Pulse and Hot Pulse list crew. They are down at 11.5 cents there. A little bit of recovery. But not much happening there. And like I say, I think the biggest issue with them, they're building all these, some of them are great, very, quality dApps. They're mostly good. And of course, but they're all separated. So that's an issue for their ecosystem. The P33 looks like it's paying the price for that. So let's have a look at the IM wallet. This has actually managed to climb up and it's looking reasonable at the moment. That's how I put it. It's getting an uptrend. But it's just slow, and you've got a number of days through here. You got to wait quite a few days before it's going to move up again. But it's positive. The next high there is it needs to get to over 16, and then attack the 2,000 mark up here. So get solidly past the 16, and then over the 2,000. That would look really really nice on the chart. Bode pretty well. Now they have had the 90% burn of the tokens, so that's all that's left. And they have been giving airdrops lately. They have been focusing on their social media lately. which is really cool. Been giving giveaways. They gave giveaway to PulseCon. I believe it was a platinum giveaway. So the KG is responding to the market and really starting to focus on not just development but marketing. Sometimes the problem with you've got coders and developers. They got ideas. They do good ideas. They work at the gamification. They do the coding, but sometimes they can let the marketing go. And we've seen that with a lot of teams out there. That the marketing is really an issue they have to keep all working on. We do have some outstanding teams like Liquid Loans, and of course Jesse's going into Power City to ramp that up. So these are some of our leading utility DeFi projects, and they're building it out. And we've seen Internet Money doing that now, building up there. So there's some good stuff happening in that space as well. Now you want to do that well before PulseChain comes. You want to get a much bigger audience. So when PulseChain comes, you got all these people already on your platform, already following your social medias, and it's so much easier to get explosive growth straight out of the gate because everyone's going to be excited about PulseChain when it launches. So cool. So that's pretty much that happening with the BNB memes. Next, we're going to go to the airdrops and check out those. We've got the weight token, of course, airdrop to sacrifices. If you sacrificed for like PulseX, Liquid Loans, Internet Money, a few others out there, 4 others, you'd also be eligible for this. Actually, I haven't been to the weight site for a while. Let's try and pick up the weight token. I think that's this one here. I've actually been there for a little while, so we might as well have a quick check out of this. This is the weight token, the sacrifices, just to be more exact: PulseChain, PulseX, Liquid Loans, Mintra, Genius. This is the one I don't like. And we've got Hurry Cash here, Fiat, Internet Money. Those are the ones that you qualify. Now, if you had sacrificed for all of these and you had multiple wallets, then you'd be getting quite a bit of weight tokens. And the cool thing is it doesn't matter whether you're a whale that's sacrificed. It just matters how many the wallets and the sacrifices that you do. So it really helps the small guy, as it were, maybe do really well. We'll watch this. Of course, not many people have minted the token. Still a way to go yet. There is the app, of course. You can click on the app, and you can also you can either connect your wallet to check, or you can, I think they've changed this around, or you can use the demo site and just paste in your address into that, which is pretty easy. So if we go to the PulseX lead site, I think we've got some, we'll just get a random address there just to see, I understand, and we'll just check one of the random addresses in the top 100. And let's take number 7. Let's take number 7 and have a quick look at theirs on the weight token and paste that into the demo site. And what have they got there? Yeah, they got PulseX 3797. So that's pretty cool. Now the starting amounts, of course, the starting amounts are in the white paper. So if you go to the white paper, we'll see the starting amounts on the 5th of July this launched. So you have to download the white paper there, but you can see the starting amounts. I think it's this one here. And you can see, where's the chart? Oh, I'm pretty sure it's here. Not that one. Is it that one? Further down? No, it's back up here. All right, so let's have a look here. This was the starting amount for the table. So it launched on the 5th of July. And of course, these were the starting amounts that you would be getting. So we could see that PulseX one, 3168. Now that was already way higher when we checked that last account. So every day you're getting weight tokens every hour for every sacrifice, for every wallet you got. So it's pretty awesome. And the daily inflation is almost 4.7 million. And it's probably close to that because not many people have claimed. The starting supply was 880 million, but it's been adding this amount every day, just about, and only about 33.5% have been claimed so far. So this is probably pretty close to this, maybe 4.5, 4.6 million a day until PulseChain launches. So it could be a massive supply by the end. So 195,000 addresses applied and 880 million total supply. So it's going to be interesting to see that. If you had all of these, of course, per wallet, you'd be getting 23,000. You'd sacrifice all of those, 23,664 would be a starting amount, which is not bad. Cool. Price is still pretty low, though, at the moment, right? So it's just under 0.6 of a penny there. We're going to have to have a look at the chart, though. Look at this. It had a big spike up to just over 0.7 of a penny, currently at around about 0.6 of a penny at the moment with quite a bit of volume coming there. So it's pretty interesting. Now, the other thing, of course, we've been looking at PulseDodge coin. Woohoo! And look at that. Man, oh man. It came back yesterday. Of course, it's 6 hours into the current day on my chart. So just to give you some context there, it's still got about 18 hours to go on this chart. And, of course, we're at $5.95 again. A little bit of sell-off down here. and it did go below. The low price did go to $5.42. So the question is, did Brizology pick it up at $5.50 after selling just at $6? That's the question. Let me know, Briz, if you're in the chat there. I'm not sure. So yeah, Briz, I think Briz is in there. Let's have a look. We're on PulseDodge here, so let's wait for Briz. I'm just going to go through some of the comments, make sure I'm not too far behind. Where is I got through all those. Cape Furga, I think I may be up to Cape Furga. Hey, Superman and all, Hex generally thrives in a bear market, so I'm quite surprised Hex is not pumping already, but we will see, says Cape Furga. Absolutely, Cape, but it has been an extended bear market after hitting a huge pump impulse. I have it at about 960,000%, but of course, people sometimes just have it at 1,000,000%. Pretty crazy numbers there, 10,000x and all that without staking on the price. It's a huge run up, and it's probably not surprised that we had a big long extracted bear market. But what we've seen is that the staking ladders look really thin, relatively speaking. We don't have that many candles in the year remaining. We also have seen that there probably some of that hasn't restaked, maybe just be sitting liquid in anticipation of PulseChain, and of course some of that may get eaten up by the Maximus and Icosa. So there's a few things coming up that we could see, and potentially that could happen in August. Which is looking good, at least for it goes at this stage. Still waiting for public test network for Maximus, as far as I know, it's not out yet. My stakes go up every day. Hex also pump it. Yeah. So if you got Hex T shares, you're earning Hex, and of course if you got your Hex in liquid, and you're not earning Hex, right? That's pretty much it. So today's price doesn't matter for my stakes. They are years out. Love watching the Hex in them go up every single day without fail. That's right. So that's true too. So it's just a bit more patience required. Now, if you've seen my waterfall chart, the waterfall chart shows that the circulating supply is getting eaten up, and of course that is good for price pressure as we move forward in time. So we've got so many things coming to eat up that circulating supply. It's going to be really cool. And of course, we have a low inflation environment. We had a deferred inflation environment, and of course, by the time we do get some degree of inflation, say year 10 onwards, with the exponential curves for the remaining people. Quite a few of those will have so much Hex they will only sell a certain amount, and the other side of it is we'll probably have grown so big by then that the market will be able to absorb a lot of that stuff in any case. So it's definitely a multi-generational product in hand. KFX says I have stakes years out, but once I made my 15-year stake my first year, and I have not staked stakes ending every month, which before the dump was just restaking and skimping the interest. So price is important as well, says okay. Yeah, if you're doing where you're just reinvesting your principal, which is a good way of using the Hex contract, Richard talked about that on Kitco News, then you just scrape the interest and put the principal back. Now the more people that do that in the ecosystem, the actual better the prices over time as well. So cool. Okay, Figure says not now. Yeah. Hey, lives beneath in the house there, good to see you. Hello, how are you today? Very good. And here's the ultimate strategy. This is a Maxi Richard Hart strategy, not Maxi in the sense that we're closed-minded, but Maxi in the sense that this is the ultimate strategy to pump mentals, and of course the big X returns, Hex, EHEX, PLS, and PLSX for the win. Way to go. That is true. Now we got to Briz. So here we are. Finally, Briz. I bought PLSD back at $5.50. Well done. There's the bow down, and you've made back up again. So he sold at $6. He bought back at $5.50, and so he sold at $6 here, bought back at $5.50, and away he back is up at $60. Man, what a trader, Briz. You're a legend. You're a legend. And of course, if you stake Hex, you don't have to trade, right? You just get the T shares and just keep earning. So that's the way it goes. Short stakes are short-sighted, says Hexog. Short stakes having a staking ladder is the way to go. I'm a big advocate of a staking ladder. Mathematically, Hex is, if you are staked out long, 10, 15 years, mathematically, especially 15 years, you're getting an exponential payoff. So that's just a no-brainer. But of course, it depends on your age and your life goals and all sorts of stuff. Depends on whether you want a passive income, short-term, you do a staking ladder that way. So most people I know have staking ladders. So it's just depends on what suits you best. Kate Figure says, all my PulseD were free and hodling them, says Kate Figure. Nice. Well done, Kate. Yes, he did. Yes, he did, lol. Tough PLSD item. Yeah, that's are you going to do a tough PLSD item, Briz? Let us know, because Briz has already done a Maximus one, which got retweeted by the Maximus team, by the way. That was pretty cool, Briz. Likewise, I've been on recently. All good, Matt and Barley. I just lurk around in here then every now and then. Nice one. All right, so there we are. That chart's looking pretty beastie boy. And, of course, still holding this fourth rank. Remember, we got deleted the other one. It's holding the fourth one here. So there we go. So let's take that up to there. That's where we are. Where's the plane gone? Where's my plane? Where's the plane? Where is the plane? The plane has gone. There is the plane. There's the plane. How did the plane get up there? I never moved it. I'm sure I never moved it. There we are. That's Gunther, aka Wolverine, or Wolverine, aka Gunther. He did say Wolverine is his preferred thing. I think he's doing a brand change. But there we are. I think maybe we talk about Hex. We talk about Gunther, the account. Maybe in PulseDodge coin, we talk about Wolverine there as well. So cool. All right, so there we are. It's going up and to the right and still holding up a pretty hardcore thing. But when is the staking coming out? I checked earlier today, it hadn't come out, and we might check it later on if we have time. Cool. All right, so cool. We've checked out the weight token. Those are the airdrops, weight and PulseDodge. PulseDodge claim phase is over. There's a fixed supply, just over 6 million. That's the way it is at the moment. Now, the market at the moment, of course, 23,339 on Bitcoin, up down 1.69%. But let's have a look at the weekly. We've got ETH down pretty much flat at 1,700 and BNB at 286, down 2%. Let's have a look at how they performed over the last week. Big QC's up 3% over the last week and almost 6% on ETH, 9% for BNB. So a good week for BNB. Let's look at the last month. BTC up 21% the last month. That's what I call a nice relief bounce amongst a bear trend. And of course, that's the way it goes. But look at ETH here, down hugely, but up 50, almost 60%. That's a pretty good day in the office for buying ETH. And of course, BNB is up 32%. So well done, ETH, on that one. And of course, what's the news that came out? Of course, Vitalik, the 19th of September is the scheduled date for the merge that came out of the ETH.org meeting. We covered that in depth on a video a couple of days back about what the merge is. That it's really about proof of staking, moving to a full proof of stake from a hybrid proof of work, proof of stake. And of course, it does not affect the speed and the price in any meaningful way. So that's going to be cool. It might have some little subtle things, but other than that, it's not really. The next phase coming up after that, called the surge, which is who knows when it's going to go. It's going to have roll-ups and sharding, and that's what's going to get the TPS moving from say 8 to 12 up to 2,000, 2,500, then up to the ideal 100,000 TPS for the chain. Now there are other chains out there that absolutely blitz that, but there's hardly anybody on them, right? That's the thing. They've got to build out the business. Whereas Ethereum's been around with the smart contracts early, used to dominate 85% of the smart contracts amount. I'm not sure what that percentage would be now, but it's probably lower given the fact that we've had a bull rush in chains, dexes, bridges, and all the rest of it. So very cool. So that's pretty nice there from the markets. Let's jump over into the Hex price prediction. Let's get into it. It's a shame when I go back to the daily, it's on the red, but that's just the way it is. What else? We're going to get the Hex price prediction for August 2022. And what else do we get? Sure, you never moved it, boss says. I didn't move it. Well, it went up and to the right. The airplane went up. Wolverine would be happy because the plane just went up and to the right there. That's hilarious. The fact that the plane actually flew by itself, man. It flew by itself. Was it? DB says it the best. Bermuda Triangle on that plane on PulseDodge coin. Yeah. Who knows? Maybe Wolverine passed out. Maybe he passed out. It was late at night and he passed out and just went all over the place. Kate Fergus says, had a stake and tonight, but think I'll wait to end as have the 2-week period, and I expect Hex to pump a little higher in that time period. Nice one there, Kate Fergus. I agree. Wolverine of Wall Street says, Rare Groove. That's true, Rare Groove. Wolverine of Wall Street. That is true. The Gunther will be much higher than that pretty soon. Yeah, there's some nice chats in there. I'm sure Wolverine appreciates it. Woohoo! All right, so let's get into it. So we're going to have a look at the price prediction for Hex. Here we go. So there's different methods of doing price predictions. You can use TA, fundamental analysis. You can just make claims and not have any rationale to it. There's all sorts of ways of doing that. This is the way it works. Let me just get rid of the comments in the chat there. And of course, here we are. So we've got the current price around about 5 cents, right? So there is the chart. It's about 5 cents. I mean, it's getting a little bit of profit taking in there, but it's around about 5 cents. So that's our baseline. So we've got Maximus coming up, right? That's going to have amazing stuff. Let me pull up let me pull up the bookmark so we can pull up these things here. So we've got Maximus coming up, right? So Maximus is the first one we're going to talk about. Maximus is coming up, and of course, it's the code is finished. It's pretty much the front end's done, and it's in private test network. That's kind of the status that I understand it's at the moment. And of course, we're waiting for it to go to public testnet. That's kind of where I see it at the moment. And of course, after that, of course, during that time of public stuff has to get, once it's finished, that has to get audits done. And of course, then they can announce a date and then they can launch it. So we've just entered the 1st of August. I don't know how long that's going to take. Is it going to take 2 weeks, 3 weeks? I do not know. But it looks like it's a good chance to launch in August, even if it's at the end of August. So I'm sort of timing maybe the middle of August, but that may be a little bit early now because I was expecting the public test network out probably yesterday or the day before. But we'll see how that plays out. August still looking fairly good. I know Dip Catcher's keen to get it out as soon as possible. So that's the one there. And of course, we're going to have new tokens, right? So at the moment on our, if we go to Hex charts here, we've got 3 charts in the Hex ecosystem. We've got Hex USD or ETH. We've got Hedron, and we've got Maxi. And of course, Maxi is the first product that I got out. Super successful, 97% premium over Hex. Massive, massive, massive following too on social media. One of the most successful social media followings on Twitter out of the projects that are going on PulseChain. So bullish all around for that. And of course, they're coming out with the new tokens. So you're going to have the base token, the trio token, the lucky token, and the Decky or Decimus one. And these 4 here are going to require Hex. They're going to require Hex. The team token is their new one-off token. It's going to have a short mint phase, and that's it. It's going to benefit from the ecosystem going forward. You become part of the Maximus team. That's what that token's all about. And you're going to require Maxi to get it. So you have to use Maxi to get that. But these other ones are all pooled stakes, and you need Hex to get those. So bullish for Hex. Bullish for Hex. What does the investor get by getting them? They get a slightly higher premium, and they get optionality, and they get liquidity pools and cheaper fees. So there's 4 real big bonuses there, and that's the way it goes. So they get that in return, and of course the Hex underlying contract gets Hex taken off the market. That public circulating supply. And of course, you guys have seen my waterfall chart. I will probably bring that in shortly, but we don't want to get too distracted there. So we've got the base, the trio, lucky, and a Decky, 1 year, 3 years, 7 years, and 10 years. Half of their big pays better bonus will flow into the team token. And of course, the team token will require Maxi to get it. So that's going to reduce the Maxi supply down to 294.3 million Maxi. And of course, how much goes in there out of the Maxi supply? Who knows? But hey, it could surprise to the upside. The other thing that this gets is that 20% of the Maxi will be destroyed. So whatever goes in there, 20% will be burned. That's going to reduce the Maxi supply. 30% is going to go back to the team holders, in addition to half of the bigger pays better bonuses that it gets from the base, the trio, lucky and Diggy. 50% is going to go, 30% is going to go to them over a 3, 6, and a 9 year period. So 3.69%. That's going to go over that period. Now, that 3 year period is going to get 5% of the Maxi in percentage terms. So it's not a percent, but percentage terms, with percentage points. You might want to talk it like that. Then in year 6, it's going to get 10 percentage points. And of course, in year 9, it's going to get the remaining 15%. So 30% goes into that as rewards, 5% year 3 of that. And then, of course, 10% the year 6 and 15% the remaining in year 9. So that's how it's going to be dispersed. 50% of the Maxi that goes in, so that's the other 50, that's going into the mystery box. And of course, you have no expectations. Who knows what that's going to be used for? That's going to be pretty crazy there. So you can actually see that here. You got 20% of the Maxi going to the team mint. You got 30% of the Maxi is held in trustless escrow, and you got 50% Maxi going to the mystery box. No one knows what that is. So that's pretty much how that's going to work. So super bullish for Maxi, super bullish for Hex. And of course, the question is how much of this gets sold out. So obviously, the products are designed for bigger pays better. That increases the yield part. And of course, that could be a percent, somewhere in that ballpark above the base contract, depending on how long it's staked out. But of course, the bigger pays better bonus, most people don't get access to much of it because it's based on how big your Hex stake is. And of course, you get up to 10% bonus on a 10-year stake, pretty much. So that's what you get. Sorry, let me rephrase that. You get 10% on a bigger pays up to 150 million Hex staked. So maybe people don't have that much, and of course they don't get access to it. But by pooling together, people will get those bigger pays better bonuses, so they increase their yield and so pretty awesome. So we can also see that on the calculator. We're going to have a look at that a bit later. But I've got in here the fact that if we sell out, I say we, but if the team sells out, we got Base, Trio, Lucky, and Dicky. I'm not sponsored by the Maximus team. We got Base, Trio, Lucky, and the Dicky. If they all get sold out at 150 million each, that'd be staggering, right? So we saw Maxi. Maxi is a 15.2-year stake, and of course, it's not a perpetual stake. It's a 15.2-year Maxi stake, and of course, that has got a massive premium, and of course, it did almost twice as much. We thought it might do 150 mil. It got to almost to 300 mil. Absolutely outstanding. So bullish on that one, and of course, it gets all the benefit, mathematically speaking, from the Hex over 15.2 years, especially in the last 5 years. It's a massive ramp up in Hex payout, but it also it managed to lock in a 4x bonus on Hedron because it launched in that the last week there during the launch phase of Hedron. So it's got that too. So that's pretty awesome, and so that's looking good. So what will these do? No one really knows, but let's say they are targeting potential target of 150 mil. That would give us 600 million Hex that goes into those contracts if they're all successful. Maybe some of them get 150 million, some of them don't. We know that through survey, we know that the base token and the Decky token, so the short term and the longer term one, are going to be pretty popular. That's what people mostly popular. I think the next one was the Trio one, and then the Lucky one. I think that was the order of the poll. So that's pretty much what we expect. And of course, you can actually get onto calculators like the Hex.Pink calculator. And of course, you can do some quick maths about the APY there. Differences between those two, like staking individually, staking and a pooled stake, etc. You can work all that maths out on these calculators, right? So we've got 600 million Maxi. And of course, we've also got a COSA coming up, right? COSA did 350 million in there up to at least a few weeks ago. What could they do with the launch of COSA and Hedron staking and deflation? It's going to be fascinating to see that. We know that they've got 4 different components, and of course, we looked at that earlier today. The 4 components are as follows. We've got staking Hedron, selling HSIs, staking COSA, and we are all SA NFTs, which you get COSA from. So 4 different things on this platform. They've got different incentives depending on which one you're doing. The one that we're focused on for the Hex price prediction is the HSI. We know that the status at the moment for COSA is that we've got our second version of public test network out. So they're actually a step ahead of Maximus at the moment based on public information that I'm aware of. And of course, but I think that Maximus is pretty close in behind them. And of course, after the public test network, it will go to audits, and of course, an announcement launch date will happen. So this is looking even better for August launch, and so pretty bullish about that. So imagine if we have both of them launching sometime in August, maybe the second half of August. That would be pretty awesome for the August price prediction. So that's kind of where the context is for where we're making the prediction. Obviously, if you for HSI stakes, you have to have them tokenized so that you can actually transfer them as NFTs from your wallet to the COSA contract, and that way you sell it to them. What do you get in return? You get COSA, and the only way to get COSA in the first 30 days is to sell HSI stakes. If you stake Hedron, it's a minimum of 30 days, and of course you won't get your COSA until that point. So you've really got to sell HSI stakes, which means that people have to put Hex inside a wrap stakes. They then have to tokenize those as NFTs, and then they can sell them to the COSA. Now, the other thing, of course, you get a 10% bonus in COSA payout if you sell 5-5-5-5-day stakes that are inside those HSI stakes that you just made up. Now, someone yesterday said that they had bought Hex to put in HSI stakes to sell. I've had another person on a Discord say that they've done 4 of them, and of course, they know they are out there, and of course, they're going to sell the HSI stakes too. So we are seeing a little bit of that already. And of course, haven't even had the official announcement or the launch phase or the mint phase yet. So it's going to be fascinating to see some buy pressure onto Hex. So that's the context there. I don't know how much HSI will go in there. Like I said, Maximus did in the Maxi token 294.3 million. COSA's done about 350 million. So with these 4 products, could they get all the bigger pays better bonus? That does max out the benefit for them in those contracts over 1 year, 3 years, 6 years, 9 years. So I've got 150 million there. That's potential target 600. We've got COSA. Let's say that it does 150 mil. That's a bigger pays better amount. It's arbitrary, but hey, they might do anything like that. That would be a 750 million Hex out off the market just from these products. 5 products eating up Hex. That's the base, the Decky, the Lucky, the Trio, and the Decky, and of course the Icosa HSI sale. That's huge. So that's the potential that it could do. And of course, that's a massive amount of circulating supply off the market. And potentially a part of that percentage would be buy pressure into the Hex market directly on the spot market. So pretty exciting. So let's do some maths around that. So let's assume that they do. This is an assumption. We assume that they do sell this out based on their previous track record of super successful. And of course, let's assume they do that. Now, this is pretty big amount of Hex. And of course, reducing circulating supply supports the price long term. But of course, if a percentage of this is going onto the market to buy Hex to participate in these two platforms or protocols, then that's huge. So I've got two analysis here. I've got market buy percentage at 5%. I've got market buy percentage at 10%. Let's say that only 5% of the 750 mil goes to buy off the market to participate, and that they sell out this 750 mil. Well, that would be 37.5 million. And of course, based on the 5% price of Hex at the moment, that would require a net buying pressure of 3.7 million. This excludes other factors, so it just takes the price now and assumes that we get some bullish pricing from this. That would get us to 10 cents. All right, so that's about $200,000 a day over a 15-day period. Obviously, if you expanded it over 30 days, then that would be $100,000 a day net buying. So that's sort of the first price prediction. So that's kind of there. So these are more scenarios as price predictions, but they're probably more reasonable that point of view. This assumes a full sellout, of course, and of course this is not the most bullish scenario. The most bullish scenario is that we do even better than 750. We actually get more than 750 into these networks here. So I don't know what happened there, but we'll get out of there. I've lost my function there. Go away. I won't disappear. I don't know what's happening there. I must have pushed some button there. Oh, it's working. Trying to work it out there. It's gone completely right now, so I don't know what's happening there. Oh, there it goes. All right, 750. Let's say that we do better than 5%. Let's say we do 10%. And of course, we get that would be 75 million of 750 million Hex. What would that require? So that's buying 75 million on the market. That would be $6.5 million of buy pressure onto Hex in August or whenever these launch phase. So that's kind of the idea. Obviously, we don't know the official launch dates yet, so it's just a projection based on a likelihood that I think is going to happen. So that would end up with 15.5 cents. So that would be $400,000 net buying over a 15-day period or $200,000 over a 30-day period. So this gives you a price range, 10 to 15 cents, and this gives you the rationale why that would happen here. So that's the rationale why it would happen, and this is the price prediction based on these scenarios. So that's 10 to 15 cents. So that's pretty cool. But wait. What happens if they don't sell out and get the bigger pays better bonus, which is the optimal return for the investors getting in there with the extra premium on there? They do get optionality. They have the ownership token. They do get liquidity. They can do liquidity pools and earn a passive income that way. And of course, will have a super cheap gas fee at the end of the staking periods. And of course, these are perpetuals. They go rolled over all the time. So that's pretty cool. Now, if they also participate in the Maxi token, if you're in Maximus and you participate in the team token, then you're also going to get 50% of the bigger pays better bonus. And of course, you're also going to get that 30% of the Maxi token given back to you year 3, 6, 9, and 6 and 9 at 5, 10, and 15% of that 30%. So that's going to be pretty interesting to see if you had that combination. That would be pretty cool. Obviously, some people might also combo. They might enter in all of those staking ladders, have the ultimate staking ladder, base, Trio, Lucky, Decky, and then Maxi. So there's lots of strategies around that, as well as having the ownership Maxi, the team token, which is a one-off. And of course, that's going to benefit from the future development from the ecosystem. And the team has signaled at further development. So pretty bullish from that point of view. So that's kind of the full one there. But what happens if they don't sell out 750? Well, let's do a half scenario. This is a half scenario. So the half scenario says that we're starting off at 5 cents, but they only do half the amount. So they only sell 300,000. And so they don't get all the full bigger pays bonus at 100. They just sell 300. Now, they've already shown with the Maxi that they could sell 300 million. They got Maximus with 300 million. So this is kind of, this is kind of almost maybe your reasonable line, your baseline. Obviously, it could get lower than this. But this is kind of, if they did 300 million already, maybe they can do 300 million again, especially with 4 products and with a more optionality in the staking range as well. And of course, let's say Icosa, they've done 350 mil already. Maybe they can do another 75 million with this Icosa because it's so bullish, right? Hedron's getting staking. It's got lots of gamification with the we say and all that sort of stuff. There's lots of positives around it. I mean, it's really, really cool. So let's say they just only get 75 million, get put in the HSI stakes and sold off. But some people might speculate on this, right? So they might stake even more and speculate even bigger on Icosa. So there is a more bullish scenario. So let's say there's a 50% scenario. So we're going to do half as well, selling out these two products. That would be, all things equal, ceteris paribus, we say, all things equal, but we only sell out 5%. That would be 18.75 million that goes to the market. So 5% of this 375 is going to buy on the market. The rest of it comes from liquid Hex already in people's wallets. Maybe they were keeping it for PulseChain, whatever. That's what they were doing, or maybe they're just speculating on it. So Hex millions there is 18 million. That would be 1 million net buy. That would get us to 10 cents, and that would be over a 15-day period. That's like a mint phase period. That'd be about 100K a day buying pressure. Now, obviously, market buy, if we only did 10%, if we actually did better, and 10% of people actually had to buy on the market that didn't have liquid Hex in their wallets, that would be 37.5 million Hex buy. That would give you $2.4 million of buying net, and that would get us to 8 cents from here. We're currently at 5 cents, and of course, that would be where we go there. So, cool. I think I might have had to switch these around the wrong way, but that's the idea. I think I've had to put these in the wrong way here. So I think they're supposed to be around the wrong way, so I do apologize. I think that was that way there. Yeah. So, cool. All right. So that's kind of the idea that you're going to get there in terms of the price appreciation. I have to go and double check that now. So let me just double check that because I think I put that in the wrong box. So we're going to have to do that again just to make sure that I've accurately portrayed that number. 18.7. So we're going to go down here and we're going to put in those numbers just to double check these ones. The first page is right, but the second page I may have put them in the wrong boxes. So 1 million. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. That would get us to 6 cents. So that was wrong. So that's 6 cents there. You just total that out. 6 cents. That's what happens when you rush it before you do the live stream. But there we are. Let's get that out of them. And that is 18. Oh, the price has changed in the pool a little bit. There's been a little bit of selling off on there. That's why the numbers have changed a little bit there. So 18. Yeah, that's cool. That matches out well. And of course, 37 would be, I've got 2.4. So let's go to 2.4 and 2,400, 1, 2, 3. That gets us to 8 cents. That's 38.5. 38, that's close enough. The 2.8, that gets us to 8 cents. There's 8 cents on this one. Because I copied this, I duplicated this file. That's why it's got the same price on there. So 10 cents, 15.5 cents. So that's all works out well. Nice one. And of course, we can actually put in 3.7. The base amount has changed a little bit there because the market price has changed, but it's pretty close. So that gets us to 10 cents, 53. 10 cents, 10 cents, 3.7. Have we got 3.7 on there? Double check on that one. 37.5. 37. I think that's changed around a lot since I did it. 3.7. 3.7.5, 3.7, I guess the 10 cents, 37.5. Now let me do I think I've jumped those files there. So 75 million, 6.5 cents, 65 million, and how much did I have in there? I'm just trying to remember now. 75 million, 7.5, and I think that's looking okay. So 3.5, $6.5 million. That's what we would have. Let me just put 65, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, and that would get us to 75 million. So 75 million would get us to 15.2. So that number is correct. So I think just double checking this one here now, and that would be 3,700, 1, 2, 3, and that would get us to 10 cents, 53. So I got 53 there. So that's not quite what I wanted to have on there. So that there is correct. That's correct. That there is the original amount that I wanted to show. So we have to come back here to 500, 1, 2, 3, and what's that? 38. So that's pretty close. I think it's 24, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 24, 38, 5. I think that's pretty close to what we had. 37. That's pretty close there. That gets to 8 cents. So I must have switched the prices around when I was copying over the chart. There we are. So that would get us to 8 cents. And that's pretty accurate now, I think. 37. Did I have 37? 24. So 24, 2.4 in there. So there we are. All right. So I worked it out. That's what happens when you rush it just for a live stream. But that is the correct numbers now, as you can see. So 8 cents, 15 cents. And then if we got half, we'd be 6 to 8 cents there on that one. So cool. I think that all looks pretty good. 2.4, 37. 37. So that looks pretty good now. So we've got probably arranged. I think this is the low side. I don't expect to see this half scenario. I'm really quite bullish on this full scenario here. And so with an 8 to 15.5 cent price range there for August. So obviously subject to these two both launching in the August timeframe. So that'd be cool. Let's have a look on the let's have a look on some of these comments. Just get in here. Kate Fair said, to be honest, those waiting for 2 cent Hex missed the train. Definitely says DB. I'm nodding out. See you, boss. Keep it real, brother. The way you do it. Later, people. Brian, appreciate that. Let's jump in some of these. Hit the likes, people, if you're enjoying the stream. Absolutely. Kate Fergat, hit the likes. There, that's the way we go. Hey, Hardware's in the house here. Woo-hoo. Hi, peeps. Good to see Hardware. Finding a swooshel. I have to say that correctly. Shrushal says, I finally secured myself 30,000 Hex. Well done, man. Well done. That's fantastic. Very cool. J Pond in the house there. Woo! Yeah. So this is kind of the maths there. And of course, this is based on liquidity pool. And of course, how well the Maximus and OH do there. But that's pretty bullish. And you've seen me reconcile those prices in real time there as well. So cool. And we're going to bring up the waterfall chart and give some further context. So that's the short-term context for August, but the long-term, this is where these play out. So you can see that 600 there. You can see the 150 for ICOSA. I have not put in the price prediction in this upside. So that's further upside if we do way better. And so if we did way better than that, and of course we got 900 in here, that would change this. We'd be 52 million of buy pressure 105, which would change both these numbers even higher. So you can imagine that 100 million Hex buy. We don't have that much in the actual liquidity pools. If you go up to the top here, we've got 173 million Hex in there. So you imagine the massive price appreciation in the Hex there for that. It'll get us back over 20 cents quite nicely. So yeah, that'd be pretty epic. In fact, how much would that get us to? We would get to 105. So that would be pretty massive. Let's do 105. So that's probably, I don't know, it's probably 7.5 million or something. That'd be pretty massive. We even got to that, so not quite that much. So let's not get ahead of ourselves. 16 million. No, 6 million. Sorry. More than that. So $7 million. Let me 1, 2, 3. 78. So more than that. So I think I had it right at the beginning. $8 million. That'd be pretty incredible. Just trying to remember how much got there. 83, 1, 2, 3 at 84. So we're talking a massive amount of potential upside there. That's 20 cents. So yeah, we'll definitely get us over 20 cents then. So we're actually more looking like $10 million, which would be outstanding. That'd be pretty amazing if it came from largely the retail book. So you're looking, yeah, probably 25 cents in there. 2, 3. Yeah, you're looking at like 25 to 30 cents if we did something like that. That'd be outstanding. Of course, we'd need some pretty heavy hitters coming into Maximus and ICOSA to do that. But hey, they're out there. Some of them are out there. All right, cool. So there's some of the price predictions based on those scenarios. Hopefully that was reasonably clear. And let me know in the chat if that was clear. If that was, you could follow that and let me know. Cool. That was the protocols looking good. And of course, for the Maximus ones, you can use calculators like Hex.pink to try and work out the APY advantage. So if you say you staked 100,000 and you did that for maybe took the base token 365. Remember, you're gonna half of the big pays bonus going to the team token. So you have to adjust it for that. But if you had 100,000 Hex, and that's $4,900 at the moment, that would give you an APY around about 12%. So this is a rounded down or rounded up, whatever. So it's about 12% for a year. But of course, if you see the bigger pays better bonus, 0.01% of the bigger pays better bonus. So most people don't get that, right? Most people don't get a bigger pays better bonus. That's why staking pools like Maximus is so powerful. You get the longer pays better. If you're doing that, you get longer pays better. It's 20% per year. We've got 1 year stakes at 20%. If we did 10 years, then that would be 200%. But that's the way it goes. So let's assume that a lot of people went in and we get 150 million. That would be 150 million hex going in. You're going to get the full 10% bigger pays better bonus. So watch that again. So you watch the 100. We've got 100,000 hex going stakes, only 0.01. But as I increase it, see how it goes up on the right there. That one there we're looking at. See the bigger pays better goes up, 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 up and away. So now we're putting in 4 million hex. We're up at 0.27. Really starts to accelerate. And away we go there. And there, so 20 million hex there. That's before you start getting 1% bigger pays better bonus. It really adds to the value there. 50 million, 3.3, 100 million, 6.7 bonus there, and 150 up to 10%. So bigger pays better bonus. So you get your longer pays better. You get your bigger, which is 1 year in this case. So it's 20%. You get your bigger pays better, 10%. And of course, you get your effective hex there when you stake. Divided by the T-share rate, 20,000, and you're going to get 8,450 T-shares with the bigger pays better, which is a pretty massive stake. Obviously, that is the APY. You see it's gone from 12% to 13%. So I'm not sure what the decimal places are there, but there'll be decimal place difference. And the difference between those two, let's say it's 1% for argument's sake, 0.5% will be going to the staking pool, 0.5% will go to the team token. And of course, team token is also going to get 30% of its Maxi back as well over 3, 6, 9 years at 5%, 10%, and 15% respectively. That kind of gives you an idea of how that might work for the Maximus there. So cool. Obviously, there is longer pays better bonus, but that's not the point of this video. But of course, if you get 200% bonus for doing anything longer than 10 years, this calculator is a little bit iffy because it doesn't allow you to do exact days, which would be nice if it did that. So there's a bit of feedback for the team there. And so yeah, that would be pretty massive. Look at that, 9,600 T-shares. All right. Woohoo! Now, one of the obviously the Decky or Decimus token, that's going to be 10 years. So they're going to be looking at getting T-shares about 90,600 T-shares. Is that crazy or what? And of course, that's going to be perpetual as well. So every 10 years going to get a mint and redemption phase for that. It's pretty amazing. So yeah, and the team get the benefit from the bigger pays better premium on there. It's going to be pretty interesting as well. So cool. And you can see the APY goes way up as well. So yeah, I think something's a little bit wrong there, but that's what it says. So cool. The T-share rate is going up all the time, so it's impacting the APY, I guess. All right, so that's going on there with liquidity. I think we've covered that pretty nicely. PulseCon's coming up, of course. Hey, we're up to now 3. Can you believe it? PulseCon's coming up. It says the 1st of August, although technically I think that's over, but they took them a little while to update the website, so you can probably still get the discounts there. There's a 50% discount too on the website for the PulseCons coming up. Not too far away. It's getting almost up to a month. We're almost a month away. 36 days? I think 36 days to go. So it's almost a month away to PulseCon. There are the price tickets at the moment. And of course, to get a 15% discount, you can actually go to the bottom of the website and you can get 15% off here. There it is there underneath affiliates. So you can get a 50% off. So that's cool for PulseCon. You posted in the chat. Woohoo! All right. Pretty quiet there in the chat there. So let me know. Let me know. No one said. Everyone must have been okay with that. With the changes there. Morning from Gran Canaria, says Joan Gonzalez. Good to see you in the house. And there's the PulseCon one. Pulse. There it is there. That's PulseCon. All right. What was that? Did I post it? Is it PulseCon? Yeah, it did. I got PulseCon. I've actually I posted it twice, unfortunately. Let me just post that one more time. I can't actually see my studio properly. That's probably the reason. Bam. All right, let's post that. Can I actually delete that? I think I can. I am a moderator. I'll go to use my moderating powers. There we are. Bam. All right, cool. That is pretty much that on the PulseCon. And of course, we've obviously we come back and we do yield farming on testnet here. So we're going to play around with that and just quickly harvest our yield farm. We do it every couple of days. Let's see how much we've got. We've got 110 million Pulse X, Pulse LP tokens. Man, we have still not recovered our mark. I should have sold out earlier, and I should have moved to the fiat platform, but that's not what this is about. This is only about harvesting. We've got 25.5 incentive tokens with $1,263. We're going to harvest those and just add them to our pool. We're going to just accumulate a little bit, and we could actually go to the fiat place and then lodge those in 46%. But we'll wait for that to do it. Let's do that, actually. Let's go do that. We're going to use the fiat program, which is a fork of Aave. We're going to do that. We've got Danielle. Danielle's in house. Good morning. Good to see you. Who gave you mod status, says Briz? I think it was Brian. I think Brian gave me mod status on there. I think it was. So there we are with harvest stat. So we're starting again. And of course, that's getting 29% APR. Actually, APR's gone up. It was down at like 24%. It's back up to 29. Yes. Maybe it's not as worth it to go to fiat. So I'm going to go to fiat anyway, just to show you that we're going to, hopefully the yield's gone up on fiat too. Let's go to the demo. Demo is a fork of Aave, and we have got stuff on our dashboard. We've got a dashboard here. Now, obviously, Aave, I think it's the most valuable. Yeah, the most valuable out of them all. So, yeah, that's looking pretty positive. Let's go to Aave. Now, I've actually done a valuation on liquid loans versus Aave. Maybe I should talk about that on another live stream. Let me know in the chat if you think I should do the evaluation on the live stream there. I got to make sure I don't rush it though, because I'm here, a bear, and everywhere. That's why I'm doing more YouTubing than I am trying to do modeling, but modeling takes a little bit more time. So you've got 6 million. What have we got here? We've got 6 million TPLS in here. We've got 111,000 US dollars C there, your circle there. So we've got about $145,000. So I think we can actually use it. Can we actually deposit a fiat incentive? No, we can't. We'd have to turn it into something else. So let's go and sell it. Let's go sell our fiat token. That's what we're going to do. And let's go sell it. Don't tell anyone we're selling our fiat token. All the yield farmers will probably price that up. Let's go do that. Let's get rid of that. Question, says Briz, who is going to love single-sided staking payouts more? Me or Superman? No, who will love it more? Yeah. Let us know in the chat what you think about that. That's a fair question. What the hex is in the house? Woohoo! Yes, do the evaluation, says Briz. Yeah, I should do that. I've actually done it against a couple there. It's not quite what you think with the returns on it, but we'll see. The market might surprise. I haven't done a liquidity-based one. I've just done a market cap one. And a total value locked one. So they're all very different. They give you very different results. Do the evaluation. What's it? What happened there? Oh, yeah. But Katie says, definitely Superman. Definitely Superman. Yeah, that's true that. Yeah. What? Says Briz. What the heck? What's going on here? It's a setup, says Briz. It's a setup. That's true. Katie just wrecked. The Brazil just got wrecked by Katie. But hey, we're all doing well there. What was the question again? Who is going to love signals I stake? I think Priz probably. Honestly, I think Priz is going to do it. It's a setup, yeah. It's a setup. It's not fair. I agree with you. Not fair. I like to have neutral rules. That's what I like. I like neutral rules. Yeah, so that's the way it goes. All right. So what we're going to do? Go sell our incentive token. It's down 7%. We might as well. It's $48. We'll do it. How much have we got? 25. We must have had a, oh no, that's the amount. So we're going to swap it for what we're going to swap it for? USDC? No, we'll swap it for PLS. We'll swap it for PLS. Yeah, that's what we'll do it. We'll swap it for PLS. I think a lot of people that are going to swap Hex Pulse on Pulse are going to get wrecked doing it, swapping for Pulse and things. I just have a feeling, given the way that the bonded pairs and everything going to set up, I think it's going to be pretty risky, especially if there's an avalanche of swapping on the launch day, first day, 2 days of day or two of the chain. Cool. So I've got that extra Pulse there, sold that. That's good. We're going to jump out of there now, and we're going to go to the fiat there, and we're going to do. We're going to add our Pulse in, I guess. Let's go to Pulse. We're going to max that out, 225 mil, not the whole lot because I need some for gas fees. And continue. Deposit. I can't remember what I was actually putting in here now. What was I getting? 49%? Yeah, Pulse. What is actually the deposit rate? I didn't even check the deposit rate on here. What is the deposit rate on Pulse? 44%, yeah, 44% on Pulse. So it's better than 29% in the yield farming, 44% on there. It doesn't include fees though. I didn't include the fees in that, but that is that's it. So let's go. Let's deposit and max that out. Take away the decimals and continue. Going to earn 46% on this. That's not bad, right? Confirm that. This platform will be used pretty intensely because especially for the smaller retail book, because they'll be able to make good little yields on it, arguably. So cool. Pending. So Fiat is a fork of Aave. Aave is the big behemoth. I think it's sitting at number 68, is it? 68 on the top leaderboard there. Dashboard, yep, there we go. So we just topped that up now. We've got 35k in there, earning 44%. Hey, look, I should just sell my USDC. If I, depending on your risk management, you could sell all this and start earning 44% APY. I'm earning 2% on my cash at the moment, which is good. I mean, that's good, but that's not even covering inflation. Inflation's 7%, 9%, then it's 2%. That's 7%. So I'm down. I'm actually devalued 7% on inflation rate, but hey, that's the way it goes. We need to have. I have to have USDC because I'm doing tutorials online. I need some USDC to go buy the new tokens that come out. That's pretty much the thing from that. All right, cool. Let's see how we go on that one to keep working on it. Now, obviously, you can borrow, being on the borrowing book. Now, borrowing is only good depending on what you're going to do with it, right? It just depends. If you're going to speculate on some really risky tokens, it's a bad idea. If you're going to be doing some smart trading, if you've so inclined, that's fine. Or if you're going to do some interest rate swaps, debt swaps, or anything like that, could be a good play. We'll see. All right, cool. That is pretty much that on there. We're coming up to an hour and 12 minutes. We're going to wrap up in a couple of minutes' time. That is PulseCon there. And I think that's it. Let's quickly check Richard Hart and see if he's up to anything on lately. So let's just check him. I'm going to play out the video, of course, of the PulseChain update that he did for those that may have missed it. Hexologist is on here. If you want to have a place to grab content that you are able to post on your TikTok, Twitter, the YouTube channel, so we can get PulseChain and PulseX viral, head over to Hex TikTok, where I'll post content for you to download for free. So there we are. That's something from Hexo there. So I think that's about it. Let's see if Rack and Michelle's got something. Rack and Michelle is building out so much stuff on PulseChain. It's going to be epic. And of course, he's increasing his public profile as well. He's got his own private Telegram. If you haven't gotten to that, you should get into it. But he's doing up to lots of stuff there. His Rack and Michelle is Rack and Michelle there. Well worth following. And of course, he's got his own .coms there as well. So he's moving up. Cool. All right, let's get back to the prices. Hex at the moment at just under 5 cents, 4,952. Hedron here. Oh, look at this, attacking that 1,000 again, third day in a row. Actually, fourth day if you include the spike. But these are really real attempts here, attacking 1,000, looking good. And of course, that's what we just did our price prediction on, right? We did it on Hedron / Okosa's coming, and of course where am I going? The Maximus here at 9.7 cents with the premium over Hex getting back up to climbing its way 93%. So climbing back up towards the 100% premium. And both of these projects are going to be launching soon. So excited for August price prediction for Hex. Yeah, it's going to be hard to, like I say, if we can get Hex up to 6.2 cents, 6.3 cents as a higher base, you can imagine how you take the higher base of Hex. So this price prediction is based on 5 cents, but imagine if we're 6.2, 6.3 or higher even, then all this buy pressure is on top of that. So it's going to be really, really cool, and it will change the price outcomes there. So very cool. Nice, very nice. All right, cool. That is that. Close that down. Now, if you haven't joined our Discord, the link's in the video description. We're at 600. We're heading up towards 650 as our next goal. If you love cool information on all the websites and calculators and limit orders and all sorts of stuff like that, derivative products, onboarding tools, all that sort of stuff, it's here. Video tutorials on PulseChain and PulseX if you want to practice on that. We've got a general chat, of course, and of course that's getting better and better all the time. We've got price chats, promotional tools if you want to spread the word about PulseChain and Hex. Of course, we've got lots of people posting different stuff that they use for marketing. so you can check all that stuff out, and feel free to post your own stuff in there. We've got non-crypto chat, of course, and then, of course, we've got not Richard Hart projects, but we've got PulseChain projects with new token chat and new token links. And this has got the Pulse Police. If you're looking at airdrops, these guys are checking them out first to say if they're okay. PulseCon voting sites here. We've got all the projects listed on here. I'm going to go through this again, actually. It's probably got a lot more projects on there. And, of course, we've got the Sacrifice here and many other projects, so well worth checking out. There's also the Hex Token channel members. If you're a channel member here on Hex Token YouTube, you get to a private chat as well as getting a purple name in the Discord, which is, another perk there. Woo-hoo. We like perks. All right, perks. I love perks. All right, so that's pretty much where we're at the stage. If you're new to Hex, check out hex.com. You're going to get 2 for 1 on PulseChain. PulseChain is coming as well. So check it out. Do your investment due diligence. It's how to buy is up the top there. And, of course, it shows you what to do if you're new to crypto. And if you need further help, get into the general chat. We've got quite a few people like Brian, Fat Sammy, and many others in there that are willing to help you with that. And we've got a general voice chat that can help you too. So very cool. Very nice, as we say, very nice. All right, we're up to hour 16. I think we're going to wrap it up here. And we got Hex PLSD in the house. Woo! Late today. How's everyone? Hey, you are late today at XPLS. Good to see you in the chat, though. You must be enjoying the price there on the old PulseDodge there. It's at $5.91, so it's looking pretty good. Up and to the right says Hex PLSD. I'm going to love PLSX, single-sided. Anything else, we'll just have to wait things out and see. That's true. A lot of the yield farmers will be chasing a lot of the yield farming stuff, but we will see. All right, so let's bring in, we're going to play the video of Richard Hart. Then we're going to play out our farewell videos. So that's going to be cool. Let me just find them and find where they are. I thought I had this much better organized, but it seems I don't. So here we are. Here's the latest PulseChain update from Richard Hart that was on Crypto News, part 2. So let's check it out.
About PulseChain. What is PulseChain? When is the launch?
Sure.
A lot of people are asking that.
Yeah, well, PulseChain is the world's largest free airdrop. We're going to reduce Ethereum's fees by basically doubling their capacity or more. We fork the Ethereum system state so that all of your coins get copied on the new chain for free. You can go play with those coins now if you want. Go to pulsechain.com, go use the testnet. You can go trade those coins for fun right now on the testnet. And we're just waiting for the devs to, improve a few things, higher throughput, more security. And then we can go to mainnet. It's just software's hard, right? If you want truly secure software with perfect flawless operation, it takes a while to get it right, and Hex took a long time to get right. And that's the reason PulseChain, we've been at it for over a year now. Probably longer. We've probably been at it for about a year and a half. And we're close, man. We're so close. If my devs were dumber, we would have already launched. But because my devs are so good, it takes longer because they catch all the things. They're like, hey, this, that. You're like, yeah. So it should be miraculous because it can reduce the gas fees, which are too high. It can give us higher throughput. It can save the environment.
Yeah.
And it's got better tokenomics. It burns the coins. So 25% of the fees are just burned. And top of VIP 1559 as well, which also does burning. So I'd have to estimate how much extra burning that'll do. So we've got PulseX, which is our fork of Uniswap, which does fee burning, no inflation, only deflation. We've got PulseChain, which has deflation only and fee burning in protocol. It's really awesome. Like, we're going to soon have vertical integration. We're going to have PulseChain consensus network, PulseX trading, Hex value storage. We've got a wallet being built now as a MetaMask replacement. That's nearly complete vertical integration. The only thing that's missing is fiat on ramps and off ramps. That's it. I mean, it's pretty awesome.
All right, so that's the latest update. Always a nice place to finish from Richard. And of course, we're going to play out 2 funky musics on the way out. Hope you guys have a very good evening. I'll see you again tomorrow, of course, for 2 more live streams, PulseChain, PulseX, Hex, twice a day. And we're living and breathing it. And of course, it's going to be we're going to take over crypto, man, when it launches. It's going to be insane in the membrane. Really, really cool. All right, let's play out the video. We're going to pull up the pump up the volume here. Wherever you are around the world, I hope you have a great day. And I'll catch you guys tomorrow. Don't forget to subscribe, like, share, hit the bell, all that good stuff. And I'll see you in Discord 24/7. Well, I'm not up 24/7, but we'll be in there at that time. So cool. Woohoo! Peace.
Some pickups here, got some amazing robot action. Check out the move Tristan has planned. So we're here on the magic wall of Richard Hart. Tristan, go ahead and show them the move. It's this like smash, right? So it like moves really quick, which for like a camera, it's very fast. We're gonna do playback here so you can see it on the screen. What we're doing is showing you the Hex.com website, but then the camera just flies in right on that 38% yield. Wow! Look at that. That is movie magic, my friends!
Pretty epic.
He's a little awkward on camera. It's his first time on social media. Isn't it cute?
Okay.
It's cute.
Oh, I see.
Okay, so October 2021, I packed my life up and moved to America. 6 months later, I'm on set working with a $150,000 robot. I'd never operated one before, nor even been in the presence of one. And as a filmmaker by heart, this was super exciting. Now, did I think I'd just pack my bags in Australia and waltz onto this set so quickly? Absolutely not. All of this happened so quickly. I usually stop and think, how? How did I go from living a simple life by the beach to working on a younger self's dream set? One thing the robot taught me is we are only limited to what we think we can do.
In the reflections on it to make it so. We just do it this way.
I'll tell you this, over the 2 weeks working on set, it was thrilling, sometimes even scary. This piece of machinery moves quick. Overall, it was incredible to see the shots that came from using the robot. It's a massive step in elevating the production, but also made it fun and exciting to see everyone's reaction when the DP shouts, "Robot moves." If only I could tell my younger self that I'd be here today. I wonder what he would have to say.
This is the opportunity of a lifetime. Yes, every scammer in the world is going to tell you something similar, but in this case, you are actually going to have regret.
I mean, you're scamming everyone. Richard Hart, he's got a history of being called the spam master.
There's some weird things going on with his coins.
Making one of the biggest Ponzi schemes that we have ever seen.
Hex coin is 1000% a scam coin.
People are going to lose money because of you.
Remember all the haters? All the haters that told you that I was a scammer and Hex was a scam? I got bad news for the haters. We're making new all-time highs where everything else is getting wrecked. Price is up 4,000 or 5,000 fold in 600 days.
I've made enough money in the last week that I could buy a house in cash.
I would never have to work another day in my life.
I'm here to shill. I want to change the world, and I can only do that if people participate. The only thing that matters in this world is goods and services. Everything else is accounting. And our made-up imaginary internet money is better than the government's made-up imaginary internet money. Both of them are only backed by the shared fiction of the humans believing that they have value.
If Hex is a religion, then Richard is God.
I'm in crypto for glory. I want to have the best cryptocurrency that's ever existed. I want to have the best performing asset that's ever existed.
And so I think of blockchain as like the internet. In the 90s, everyone thought the internet was just for email.
I bought some this morning.
They're imaginary quarters. It's like playing Monopoly.
I put it all in. I went.
Like all what?
All of our house money.
This is a force that is not going to go away. The cryptocurrency is not going away. And at some point, the people that you met that you thought were crazy loon birds, they're going to be in the 1%, and they're going to be the people that own half everything.